Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I am your host, Vicky Campos, and this is the wedding show, and this segment is brought to you by Vicky and Bina Photography. So this show is all about weddings, what's trending, what's new, what's in the industry, and today we have with us Sherri Williams, and she's with Cruise Planners. Welcome to the show, Sherri.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So tell us a little bit about Cruise Planners. Tell us what it is that you do and how brides can contact you.
Sure, absolutely. So Cruise Planners, I'm a travel agent or travel advisor, help people make travel plans all over the world. But a big portion of what we do is wedding destinations, honeymoons,
awesome.
All over the world. So our name kind of fools people a little bit. Cruise Planners, people might think that we only do cruises.
Right.
And we do cruises, but we do travel everywhere. So weekend getaways, honeymoons, wedding destinations, family reunions.
Oh, awesome.
Weekends to Carmel,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, all kinds of travel.
Nice, very nice. So if a bride were to call and she's saying, I want to get married in Hawaii, what would you do?
Great question. So, it really starts with the interview.
Mm-hmm.
So I would sit down with the bride and groom, probably both of them, and we would find out, where do you want to go? So if they pick Hawaii, we would start with, the islands and talk about what they expect out of their wedding. Do they have a big wedding party? How many people are we going to want to get to the islands? How long are you staying? What kind of special arrangements? Do you want to get married on the beach? Maybe you want to get married under a waterfall.
Nice.
In a garden. Banana field, wherever you might want to get married. So we would start with some of those types of questions. I wrote down some notes here. The big thing is how many people are in your wedding? How big is this going to be? What your expectations are? Some people just want the bride and groom and just like the close family members on the beach, and we can do that. Or maybe they want 50, 60 people all on the beach with seating and everything, and we can do that too.
Wow, okay. So it's a little bit of you just a wedding planner on top of helping them find the destination and the location and everything like that.
Yeah, with the wedding planning for destination weddings, it's a little bit more detailed than maybe just a standard, travel, because it's your special wedding day. Many of the resorts we work with have a coordinator, have a wedding coordinator. So we start with the interview with the bride and groom, kind of gather all of the details, and then I go on the hunt for the perfect location.
Awesome.
So you might say, I want to get married in Maui, and that's all I know from the bride. And then I'm going to go back to our cruise planners, partners that we have in Maui, and then we start arranging it.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to come back to the bride and groom, and we're going to sit down and say, here's our Maui options.
Nice.
A lot of it has to do with amount of people, budget. The budget's going to be a big deal, right?
Of course.
Is your plan to have a reception there or back at home? Because right now there's a big trend for people traveling to get married, right? And then coming back home and doing the big reception.
Yeah.
So we talk about all of those details.
Yeah. So they're like pretty much killing two birds with one stone, not only having their wedding at maybe Hawaii, but also having their honeymoon there.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
One of the nice things about wedding destinations, if you do it, let's say it's just like your immediate family and close friends, you can offer out the wedding invite and make a vacation out of it. So you might have, some close friends that can just make their family vacation by coming to your wedding. So we can get group rates and things like that at a resort. Let's say you're picking a resort in Maui. Then we can actually coordinate that for just your friends. They come to your wedding, but then they make a family vacation out of it.
That's very, very nice.
Yeah, it's very creative.
Very, very creative. Do you also help with like the airlines and transportation to and from the hotel to the venue?
You're just that's exactly it right there. That's what we're doing. Yes, absolutely. We're coordinating all of that.
All of that. Okay.
Yep. And matter of fact, if you have friends that are coming to your wedding, and they want to make a vacation out of it, and they want to know activities to do with their family, like zip lining or snorkeling or scuba diving, we're using the scenario of Maui,
right,
but
right.
I mean, it could be anywhere. We help with all of that.
Wow, that's amazing. That's pretty good. So they don't have to worry too much about getting that. You help them get organized with their trip and their wedding. And then when they get to the venue or to the resort, then they have a coordinator who will actually help them from there on out.
What we would do is I end up meeting everybody that's going to be traveling.
Oh, nice.
So then I kind of will know what each family wants to do. Sometimes they're maybe only going to just go to the wedding and stay 1 or 2 days, and then sometimes they're going to make a whole vacation out of it. So they would leave from home with a packet before they even go. So they have all of their travel documentation and information activities ahead of time.
Very, very nice. Well, that's very nice.
A lot of the resorts, especially like in the Hawaiian Islands, a lot of the resorts have people on staff that are right there to help with these kinds of for big groups especially. And a wedding destination could be from 6 people to 40.
Oh, wow.
Is like a common range. So, if you have 12 or 40, that's a big difference and a lot of planning that needs to take place.
Yeah. You have a lot of people. That's a lot of planning and a lot of heads to be accounted for. So.
Right, exactly. Where is everybody?
Right, exactly. So that's very nice. Wow, I didn't know that even existed. I really did not. I thought once you just pick, say Maui, I want to get married there, and then you try to find someone there on the island to maybe do a little wedding. I had no clue that you had to plan things here and then go to a destination.
I'm glad you brought that up because you could potentially. So a bride doing a lot of internet searching could potentially go to the internet and say, I want to get married in Maui, and find somebody in Maui that can find a venue or a place that they could get married at. One of the differences in working with me, if you're a local bride here in Fresno, Clovis area, is you don't need to work with somebody that you haven't met face to face that's all the way over in Maui. I'm going to sit down with you and handhold and walk you through and meet your family and discover those details with you versus somebody that's on that side that's maybe only tied to the resort. So you could find somebody online in Maui that's an event coordinator coordinating your wedding details, but they're going to be for the resort. I'm looking at the whole picture.
Nice.
So, your transportation. And we're going to talk about if you need a photographer, if you need... what you need on site. Do you want to, you have somebody special that you want to, bring with you, or, to maybe do the officiating or something like that. So I'm going to work with you locally on the full scope of it.
Yeah. And that's very nice, because I would be a little hesitant to go out and do meet with someone I have never met in Maui, and sometimes we don't know how legit some of the things are. So, of course, I want to be able to know who I'm talking to, who's helping me. If there's an issue, that I can call you and tell you, hey, how do we fix this? So that's very nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
And some brides want to go to the destination ahead of time. So let's say they're planning a wedding for like a year from now. They can maybe plan a 4 or 5 day short vacation with their fiance and go ahead of time, and we can meet with an event coordinator on site in advance if the bride would like to do that.
Right. Yeah. And I'm thinking when we're talking about destination weddings, I'm always thinking about an island.
Right.
But is there something, how close to home, or far to home, I should say, do you normally work? If somebody wanted to go to Vegas and do something, get married there, is that something that you guys would be able to do?
Absolutely. Vegas, for California, there's so many beautiful places in California alone. San Diego, and then of course Vegas isn't that far. We have beautiful beaches up and down the whole state, so we have a lot of options here. Florida, the Keys in Florida is a really popular wedding destination. Of course, Hawaiian Islands, Mexico isn't that far. Cozumel is a beautiful wedding destination. And then the Virgin Islands is really popular.
Nice.
So we work with all of those locations. I mean, whether it's Barbados or the Bahamas or the Caribbean. But absolutely, anywhere. And Vegas is probably the #1 destination location. Well, I should say the number of weddings selected that get married in Vegas is a popular destination by number. But a lot of brides want to do the beach wedding. But if you like mountains and you're a hike, you know, you and your future husband or want to do a lot of hiking and, you know, or you do a lot of hiking, you might want to get married on a mountaintop or something like that.
Nice. Yeah. So you would help coordinate all of that.
Yeah,
Very
over the
nice.
Grand Canyon. I mean, there's all kinds of options.
How nice. That's very nice to know that you're able to do something like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to go on a quick commercial break and we will be right back. Welcome back to the wedding show. On Central Valley Talk, I'm your host, Vicky Campos with Vicky and Bina Photography. We're here with Sherri Williams with Cruise Planners, and she's telling us a little bit about what she does and how you can get in contact with her. She has a couple of videos that she wanted to show us. So tell us a little bit about this video.
Okay, so this is like a slideshow video, just of some beautiful shots.
That's so beautiful.
When people look at, you know, what does a wedding destination look like, feel like, what would I expect? I've got hundreds of photos and brochure, you know, tons of brochures and things to check out. But these are just some options. You can do garden weddings. You can get married at a resort and have the pool as a backdrop, like that one.
Right, that's so beautiful.
Beach views. This one isn't on the beach, but it's got a beach view. Here's more of a garden view. And then you can have the ones on the beach. There are people that, you know, want certain
nice.
look. So you'll see here in the video, there's different options, you know, more like colors if you want the romantic reds or if you want a more classic. Here's one that's on overlooking the beach view. Here's another. This would be, you know, it's called the Pearl Shimmer, but that's kind of soft colors. And then you have more of the beautiful dark colors. This is called
the nautical.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You know, so you have a certain theme that you're going for. We can tie that in.
Yeah.
And there's that romantic red, just the pop of, you know, the color red. So beautiful with the...
So you would talk to the bride and groom about this.
Yeah.
And then the coordinator at the resort would help put this together.
Exactly. We work together. So it's the bride, myself, and whatever venue we end up choosing or selecting, we work with them on all the details.
Very nice. Very beautiful.
And then you'll love this last photo. It's coming up right here. You know, the
so nice.
Bride gets really creative nowadays with their wedding gown.
Yeah.
And so, you know, pulling in your favorite colors, maybe there's a story behind how you and your spouse met that you want to tie into your theme. We can, you know, all of those fun.
And tradition
details.
is out the door. I mean, our brides are so creative nowadays.
They are,
and they have like the most beautiful weddings. You know, of course, I know I'm Hispanic, and so our parents usually want the whole traditional Catholic church wedding, have it inside a church. It has to be inside a church. I know when I got married, I was like, no, it's not going to be in a church, and I do not want the priest talking for an hour.
Well, I'll tell you about that because you can tie in. So let's just say I was sitting down with a bride and she says that to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, well, we can tie that all together. We can do some more of the traditional on the beach. We can still bring in some of those traditions into the ceremony. We don't want to forget about those important things too, but people want to make it their own. They want a different experience.
Right.
And we can certainly do all that.
Yeah, it's so
a lot
beautiful.
to coordinate. It's a lot of details, but it's so much fun.
Yeah. So how much time does a bride need in order for her to get a wedding coordinated in a destination?
So Vegas might be an option that would be something we can do rather quickly. Because there's a lot of options in the town of Vegas. If you're going for a bigger size wedding party in a destination, you want to give yourself plenty of time. So I'm going to say at least 9 to 12 months that you want to plan in advance because you want to have enough rooms available for your wedding party, your guests. You want to have the venue, and if there's a lot of customization, you want more time. A lot of the resorts have like standard packages available, and we can certainly look at those, and that might be something that you could get if you're flexible on your dates. we can do in a shorter period of time.
Nice.
It's never hurts to start too soon.
Yeah, of course.
18 months, 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if there's a lot of customization. And
Right.
what I mean by that is you want a particular day, a particular time at sunset on the beach. We're looking at weather, what kind of
Right.
weather we're going to have. There's a lot to consider. But if you're kind of open and you're saying to me as a bride, you're saying, Sherri, I'm flexible. Just let me know when I can get married on the beach of, whatever
Right.
your favorite place is, then I go on the hunt for you.
Yeah, nice. So if a bride just comes and says, I'm getting married in October, and she wants to get married in a tropical island or something, would you actually discourage her from that? Because I know it's hurricane season, and would you talk about those things?
Yes, absolutely. That's right at the top of the
Yeah.
list. Yeah. No hurricanes
Yeah,
on your wedding
yeah.
day, okay? I know it'd make for fun stories, but
Right.
no. You can certainly find
Other
tropical, beachy kind of themed
Right.
places that aren't in the hurricane
Season, yeah.
area. So we would stay more west than east, or more south than north,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the islands down there. Like
Right.
down where Barbados is a good location. Even during hurricane season, sometimes it's often missed because it's really south. But we talk about all of that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So, what's wedding season for you? Is it usually like from April to October? Or?
Well, weddings are, people like to get married on Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, all the way through spring. So you start planning that a year in advance. So for me, the busy time would be any time of the year because we're planning for,
yeah.
a year in advance. But it's really busy for booking your dates, your favorite dates during like January through May, June timeframe.
Nice. Okay. So what else do you guys do? I know that your name of your company is Cruise Planners.
Right.
So,
And, speaking of cruises, you can get married on a cruise too.
oh, nice.
So, wedding destinations can include getting married on a cruise. Cruises are a great way to include more people to come in your, come on vacation. Because they can bring their kids, they can bring more people and make a family vacation out of it.
Nice.
And you can get married on the cruise or in one of the ports. So, if let's say you wanted to do an Alaskan cruise, you can get married on the cruise on your way to Alaska, or you can pick one of the ports and we can do
Nice.
what they call a shoreline wedding.
How nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. Sherri, well, thank you so much for coming to the
Yes,
show and
thank you.
sharing with us the beautiful destination weddings and what you do. So how can our brides and grooms contact you?
So they've got my name and number there, 559-797-5547. You can also find me on Facebook. It's at Land and Cruise on Facebook. You can go to my website, which is Agape, which is love, Cruise Planners, AGAPE, cruiseplanners.com, or call
Awesome.
me on my cell, or
Awesome.
my office line there.
Awesome.
There they go. They have it up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so
Thank you
much,
for
Sherri,
having
for
me.
being
Oh, and
here.
and honeymoons too. Don't forget honeymoons.
Oh,
So
of
we do
course.
wedding destinations, but honeymoons as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the
Thank you.
show.
Have a great day.
Thank you.